We had seen the ray diagram for that. Also, we had seen about the position of the object, position of the image, nature of the image, as well as the image size of the image. So I think everybody is clear with this thing. If anybody is having any doubt, you can message now itself so that we can clear it and we can move on now. Okay. So if anybody is having doubt, any kind of doubt up to here on the image formation using concave mirror, you can message me in the chat. So nobody is having any doubt, so I can start then. Fine. Okay, fine. So just see, we are going to see the next case when the object is at C. That means at center of curvature. So when the object is at center of curvature, so let us assume the object to be somewhere here. Okay, this is the point C. C over here. Okay, let me tilt it. Okay. Now you will be able to see clearly. Now the object is kept vertically like this. The object is kept vertically like this. We have to form the image of this. We are supposed to form the image of this. So first, what we did, we will make a line, okay, which is parallel to the principal axis. We'll start a line from the point A. Okay, this is point A, and this is over here B. We'll start a ray which is parallel to the principal axis, and this parallel ray will pass from where? This parallel ray will pass from where? Yes, this parallel ray will pass from which point on the principal axis? Is it perpendicular to the reflect? Yes, can you tell me on principal axis from where this reflected ray will pass? Come on. From focus, very good. From focus it is going to pass, okay? From focus it will pass like this. So this is the incident ray. From focus it is passing now, okay? Like this, it will pass from the focus. So this is focus. Voice is not audible. Is it not audible? Am I audible to everyone? Okay. It is audible. You check your, please. Okay. Pavana, you check your net connection. Okay. Okay, fine. So another ray I'll take, another ray I'm taking, which will get incident on the pole itself, and it will pass. Okay. And it will pass. Wait a minute. It should be somewhat like this. Okay. And another ray I'm taking, which will incident at pole, and after getting incident it will pass like this. Okay, it will pass like this. And when you see, it is formed the image. Okay, the image is almost formed at the C only. The image is formed at C only. Understood? So here little bit of adjustment also you have to do if you are not drawing on with scale and pencil. Okay, if you're not drawing with the scale, pencil and all, so you have to do a little bit of adjustment also. That is fine. Okay, you can do in the exam. Okay. So for that purpose, okay, I'll tell you how to draw in the exam, because most of you will not be able to exactly make the image on the C. Okay, this is the image, right? This line over here is the image. This what I'm drawing in red color, okay? This is the image. So most of you would not be able to intersect both reflected rays at C only, okay? When you draw, it will be somewhat difficult for you. So now what you have to do, how you will draw it in exam, suppose this question comes, okay? So that also I'll tell you. But for now, just see the property, okay? Just tell me the property of the image. Yes, this will be A dash, and this, sorry, this will be B dash. This will be B dash, and this will be A dash. This is focus, F. Now you tell me what are the position of the object. Position of the object is, can you tell me position of object? Yes, position of object at C, which is center of curvature. Okay, don't forget that. What is C? Center of curvature. So at center of curvature, center of curvature. Okay, position of image, position of image, yes, at center of curvature only, at center of curvature only. Okay, now tell me nature. Okay, nature of image, nature of image. Yes, is it real? Yes, it is real, because the two reflected rays are actually intersecting each other. Two reflected rays are actually intersecting each other. That's why this is a real image. So real as well as inverted. Do you see the inverted image? Yes, the top side has become bottom side. Okay, so it is inverted. It is inverted. Now the next is nature is done, then size. Okay, size, size of image. Yes, size of image, same size. This is the important thing over here. Same size, same size you will get. Okay, same size you will get over here. This is reflected ray coming like this. Okay, don't forget to draw the arrows for reflected as well as the incident ray. Don't forget to draw the arrows. So in red color I have drawn the reflected rays, blue color is the incident ray. Okay, now Hariharan asks, instead we can pass the ray through F and it is parallel to principal axis and it will also intersect. Yes, you can do that also. You can pass a ray which is which passes through focus. See, I can take a ray like this. I can take a ray like this, okay, which is passing through focus. Okay, and after reflection, what it should happen? What should happen? It should be parallel. It should be parallel. Okay, it should be parallel to the principal axis. So it should pass like this. It should pass like this. Okay, you will get the image. Yes, what is your doubt, Guru? What is your doubt? How it real image in this? Okay, how is real image? You are asking that you are not able to understand that why I am actually saying this is a real image. Correct? What I understand is correct. What, this is the only doubt you have? How I am saying that this is a real image? This is what you want to ask. Yes, Guru. Okay. So just see here, whenever reflected ray, okay, whenever reflected ray, I have told you when I was teaching you the this real image and the virtual image, that point also I told you that if, here actually I'm writing that if rays, reflected rays better we say, if reflected rays, okay, if reflected rays actually intersect, actually intersect. This implies the image will be real. So here they are actually intersecting, or you are forcing them to intersect. They are actually intersecting. After the reflection, after the reflection happens, the reflected ray will intersect by themselves on this side, on the left hand side of the mirror. Okay, on the left hand side of the mirror, at one point the reflected rays by themselves will intersect. So such image will be called as real image. Okay, but if reflected rays, okay, do not intersect, okay, you can say do not intersect. Okay, do not intersect. Okay, or 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 what I am saying, that they appear to come, they appear, they appear to come from some point, from some point. Okay, in both the cases I will say this is a virtual case. Okay, in the last case you will be able to understand this difference, you'll be able to understand this point. Okay, this point appear to come from a point, okay, or they do not intersect. You'll understand in the last sixth case, because the sixth case is the virtual case. Okay, up to 5 case, two more cases are there which are real. Okay, after that sixth case will be virtual. There you'll understand. Again I'll show you that case. Okay, so for now just see this diagram, this case. When the image is, when the object is kept at center of curvature, in front of you I have drawn the ray diagram of the image formation. Then we have position of the object at C. Then we have image position, nature of the image, and the size of the image. Okay, the next one, fourth case. Fourth case is when the object is between C and focus. When the object is between C and focus. So let us assume this is focus. Yes, yes, yes. Image is formed. Image is formed on the screen. Correct. If you place a screen over there, the image will be formed. Correct. If you place a screen over there, the image will be formed there. Okay, so when the object is between C and focus, which is somewhere here like that, okay, like this. Now, in this case, we will form an image. So again, I'll take the same line. Again, I'm going to take the same lines, okay. One line will be parallel to the principal axis and one line will directly incident on the pole, okay. So one line which is parallel to principal axis, sorry, parallel to principal axis, okay, like this, and passing through focus, and it will pass through focus now. Okay, it will pass through focus like this. Fine. Now another line or another ray I will take which will directly incident at pole, which will directly incident at pole. Now after reflection, okay, now after reflection, so this was my first reflected ray. This is my first reflected ray. The second reflected ray I will draw like this. Okay, this is the second reflected ray. Now here I am having the image. So this is B dash, A dash. Okay, here it was B and this is A. Is it clear? This is how you will make. I will tell you that most of the students, even with the pen and pencil, you will make mistake. Okay, so that this intersection point will be on C or between C and F only. Sometimes you'll get like that. Okay, so how you will draw that? How you will draw that? I'll make you on. Okay, that actually that's not a when you draw with the pen and pencil. Okay, pen actually rough diagram. So how you will show that? Okay, so that I will tell you afterwards when I have done this complete thing. Okay. Now you tell me about the images now. Okay, position of the object. First point, position of object. Yes, where I have kept the object, where I have kept the where is the image formed, position of image, position of image, then nature of image, nature of image, then size of image, size of image. Yes, tell me. Position of the object, position of the object, is it between C and focus? Yes. Where is the image formed? Where is the image formed? Beyond C. Beyond C. Okay. Nature of the image. Nature of the image. Is it real and inverted? Is it real and inverted? Yes. What is the size? What is the size? Is it of same size or diminished or enlarged? How do you see? Yes, it is actually enlarged. Okay. It will be enlarged. It will be enlarged. Are points A, B and A dash B dash divided by C at the same distance? No, no, no. It's not like that. It's not like that that the A, B and A dash B dash are divided at the same distance. No, no, no. It's not like that. What is the distance? We will use mirror formula to calculate all those things. Okay. It's not like that. So is it clear now? This one, when the object is between center of curvature and focus, okay, what will be the ray diagram and where the images will be formed? Where the images will be formed? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So next point is when the object is kept at focus. When the object is kept at focus. So let us keep let us keep our object at focus now. So let us assume our focus is somewhere here. Okay, that's my focus point. This is object. We will draw two lines again. I'll be drawing two lines again. Okay, one line I'll draw which will be parallel to the principal axis. Okay, one line which will be parallel to the principal axis. Okay, wait, this object appears to be little tilted. Okay, now it's straight. So one line, okay, one ray actually, it is parallel to the principal axis. From where it will go? This parallel line after reflection, tell me. After reflection, from where it will go to where? Yes. After reflection, parallel line goes where? From focus. Very good. It goes from focus. Passes through focus. Okay, like this. And this line will pass like this. Okay, this line will pass like this. Is it okay? Now, are they meeting? Are these point meeting? Are these are these two rays, are these reflected rays? Will these two reflected rays meet anywhere? Yes, they are parallel. They are parallel, so they will never meet. So we can say that they will meet only at where? At infinity. Okay, they will meet only at infinity. Is it correct? You would have understood, na? That the two parallel rays meet at where? Infinity. Okay. So now tell me, what is the position of object? Okay. Position of object. Then position of image. Position of image. Then nature of image. nature of image, and then size of image, size of image. Yes, position of image is object is at focus at F, position of image is at infinite. Okay, we are assuming that it is meeting very far, it will meet very far. Okay, nature of the image, it is real and inverted, okay, and inverted. Size of the image, highly enlarged, okay. This is a case of highly enlarged image size. Okay, so this is how you will get the things. Did you understand this? Okay, so a student is asking, okay, that he cannot understand how the rays will meet at infinite. Sir, I cannot understand how the rays will meet and infinite. You tell me where the two parallel rays will meet. Will they meet actually? Rajiv. Yes, Rajiv. In mathematics, in geometry, what you study? The two parallel rays meet at. The two parallel rays meet at they we assume that they meet at infinity. That means we can they meet at very large distance. Okay, this is what we assume in mathematics now. This is something which is, yeah, parallel rays never intersect at a finite distance. They will meet, they appear to meet at infinity only. They appear to meet at infinity only. Okay, this is a concept of mathematics. Okay, so that's why we are saying that the image will be formed at very far away distance. It will be formed at very far away distance. Now the sixth case, when the object is between focus and pole. When we keep our object between focus and pole, so this is pole, this is focus, and we keep it like this. Object is like this. Okay, now this is the in parallel ray, this is the parallel ray. Okay, this is the parallel ray, and now this parallel ray will intersect. This parallel ray will pass through focus like this. This parallel ray passes through focus like this. Now another ray I will take, okay, which is getting incident at pole. After reflection it will make angle like this. Yes. Now I don't know who had asked that doubt. Okay, but about real and how I'm saying that this is a real and this is a virtual. So now you can see here. Now tell me, will these two rays meet on the left hand side of the mirror? Will these two rays meet on left hand side of the mirror? Yes, never. On left hand side of the mirror, they will never meet. So what it appears that these rays are coming. It appears, okay, it appears to us that these rays are coming from this point. Yes, when we extend in backward direction, when we extend two rays in backward direction, then we see that these two rays are coming from that direction, that point over there. So I can say now, the image is this, because we are getting a image. Okay, we are getting an image. Okay, though we are not able to draw it on the screen, we cannot take it on the screen, but we are able to see an image. Okay, so this is the image. It appears to be coming from the behind of the mirror. Okay, because the two rays will appear to meet. Okay, they appear to come from the behind of the mirror. Okay, so this is now A dash B dash, and this is A and B. Did you understand what I was saying previously? That when two rays meet, actually intersect, practically when they intersect, okay, so that time we will call them as a real image. But when we extend it in reverse direction so that it appears to be coming from that point, then we call that image is a virtual image. Okay. Sir, infinity is a point at unknown distance or larger distance. Correct. Prasanna, it's correct. The infinity is a point of unknown distance or a larger, very, very large distance. Okay. Where we assume that two parallel lines, okay, when travel that much of distance may intersect. Now, because that point you don't know, so you don't know whether they are actually meeting or not. Okay, this is what happens. In which case you are talking, Pranav Kumar, that can we say that the rays in the left hand side will meet in infinity? That is what I was saying in this case, na? Fifth case, that the rays will travel a very large distance and they may converge at a point. And they may converge at a point, and that point is very far, so that is infinite. Okay. So now actually when I'm saying infinite, see, in physics and in mathematics, the term infinite, you can't relate them, because in mathematics, okay, in mathematics, you can say that if I divide any number by 0, so that is infinite. Okay. But in physics, infinity, when I say, in physics, when we say infinity, so infinity is not an absolute term. Infinity is not an absolute term. Infinity is a relative term in physics. Okay. Infinity is a relative term in physics. We will not take in physics infinity as an absolute value. Always relatively we will compare. Now, suppose a tree is there. Okay, which is some 2-3 kilometers far from you. So I can treat that tree as a infinitely large distance. Okay, I can treat that distance as an infinitely large value. Okay. Sir, what is relative value? Okay, what is relative value? Okay, try to understand one thing. Suppose you are walking, okay, you are walking on a playground. Okay, suppose a big playground is there. Okay, now you are walking on a playground. So your size compared to one round, of the ground, okay, is not that much neglected. Okay, is not that much neglected. Now, if I take your size and you are revolving around this earth, your size, you are revolving around the earth. Now that complete circle, what you are doing around the earth, when I compare that, are you negligible compared to that distance? Yes. Are you negligible compared to that distance now or not? So then I can say that you are infinitely small as compared to the size of or that length. That is what relative means. At one place, your size cannot be neglected, but at one place, your size is neglected. So it happens in physics. Okay. So infinity in physics will never be treated, okay, as an absolute value. Always it will be an relative value compared to something you will assume as one thing as a infinity. Okay. So did you understand this point? This sixth point? Yes. how the image is formed. Can you understand, Guru? I guess you only asked that doubt. Okay. Now you tell, now just see the position of the object. Position of object, then position of image, position of image, then nature of image, nature of image, then size of image. Okay, size of image. Yes, come on. Position of object between focus and pole, between F and pole. Next, position of image, what you will write? Position of image behind the mirror. Okay, behind the mirror. It is behind the mirror. Okay, behind the mirror, it can be anywhere. And between, sorry, not F and P. Okay, correct. Focus and pole only. Okay, nature of the image, nature of the image, it is virtual. It is virtual over here. Virtual, okay, because rays are not, reflected rays are not actually intersecting. They appear to be coming. They are appear to be coming. Okay, virtual. Is it inverted or erect? Just check whether the image formed is erect or inverted. Erect. That's the erect image. That's an erect image. Now size of the image. Size of the image. Is it enlarged? Yes, it is enlarged. It is an enlarged view. So this was all about the image formation using concave mirror. This was all about the image formation using the concave mirror. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, okay, because most of you, okay, would have confusion later on that which position of object is there, what is the position of the image. If you have that doubt, okay, I'll just try to club all the cases in one diagram. I would club all the cases in one diagram. Okay, and then we'll try to see, okay, that can we make a trick out of that, so that it is easy for us to remember the cases. Okay, fine. Okay, now see here, we have this pole, focus, as well as center of curvature. Now I told you 6 cases. I told you 6 different cases. Okay, so in blue color, I'll mark all those places where you have kept the object. Okay, where you have kept the object. So one place is at infinite also. One place is at infinite also. Okay, at infinite. Now, starting from infinity. So first I can keep my object at infinite. Second, okay, I can keep my object between, okay, I can keep my object between C and infinite. Second, I can keep my object between C and infinite. Third, I can keep my object at C. Okay. Third, I can keep my object at C. Fourth, I can keep my object between C and F. Fifth, I can keep my object at focus. Okay, we can keep our object at focus. And the last case, we will keep our object at between pole and focus. At pole, you cannot keep. At pole, if you keep, the formation of image will not be there. Okay. At pole, the formation of image will not be there. Now just see here where the images will be formed. Okay, where the images will be formed. Starting from first case. where was the image formed? Was it at focus? Was it at focus? Yes. So this is the image of the first object. At focus, this is the image of the first object. Okay. For the second, for this second case, okay, where is the image now? It is between C and focus. It is between C and focus, if you remember. Okay. So this is the second. Now, when I keep my object, at C, okay, when I keep my object at C, over here, when I keep my object at C, so where is the image formed? At that point only. Okay, at that point only my image is formed. Okay, at that point only my image is formed. At C only. So this is the third case. When I keep my object fourth position, where the image will go? At this position. Okay, at this position it is going. This is fourth. When I keep my object at focus, so where is the image formed? At infinite. Are you getting a pattern now? For sixth, it is behind. For sixth, it is behind. Did you get a pattern now? I guess most of you will be able to get the pattern. Are you able to understand this trick? How to remember the positions? You will never forget, okay? Whole life you will never forget the position of the image with respect to the object. So when I keep my object at infinite, the image is at focus. When I keep my object at between C and infinite, it's at 2. Okay, when I keep my object at C, the image is formed at the same point. When the object is between C and focus, it will be formed between C and focus. Okay, it's C and infinite. So are you able to understand one thing, that as I am bringing my object closer to the mirror, as I bring my object closer to the mirror, what happens with the image? What happens with the image? It moves farther from the mirror, up to focus. I'm talking. Okay, between infinite and focus. Okay, between infinite, okay, and between focus. Okay, when I bring my object closer to the mirror, okay, what happens to the image? It moves far away from the mirror. Okay, yeah, only image is moving. Only the image is moving between infinite and focus. For the sixth case, it is behind the mirror. Okay, leave that case alone. We'll leave that case alone. Okay, so this is one important point that we should remember. This is one important point we should remember. Okay, so I'm making a note over here so that you can remember all these points. Okay, you may be asked a direct MCQ on this. So between, okay, so what we should write actually, when object moves from infinite to focus, okay, what happens to the image? What happens to the image? What happens to the image? Image moves away from mirror, okay, from focus to infinite. Image object moves from infinite to focus, image moves from focus to infinite. So this is the first point that you should remember. This is the first point which you should remember. Okay, now I'm telling you a trick how to remember about the size. How to remember about the size. Okay, from where to where it is diminished and from where to where it is enlarged. Okay, so just see here one thing. For 1 and 2, for 1 and 2, okay, the size has little bit increased, okay, but compared to image, but compared to object, it is still diminished only, okay. So for 1 and 2, it is diminished. One will be highly diminished, okay, one will be highly diminished, this will be diminished, this is of equal size, remember, this is of equal size. Now from diminished, you have moved on to the equal size, you have moved on to the equal size over here, this is equal size. Now slowly your size will increase, slowly your size will increase. So this is enlarged, this one is highly enlarged, and this one is also enlarged. So sixth case, I'm keeping it separate. So for now, I'm just trying to explain you the tricks for 1 to 5 case. 1 to 2, okay, 1 and 2 will be highly diminished and diminished, okay. 3 will be of equal size, 3 will be of equal size, fourth will be enlarged, fifth one will be highly enlarged, okay. So I will try to elaborate, I'll try to make you understand this trick with the diagram, okay. So if I draw like a number line, if we draw a number line like this, so this is my point C, okay. So it is same size, same size. Now this point and this point, this is one point and this is one point. So this is highly, this is also highly, okay. This is enlarged, okay. This is enlarged, this is enlarged, this is diminished, and this is also diminished, okay. So just see, you can assume this as our x origin. This side it is diminished, this side it is enlarged, diminished, highly diminished, okay, from same size, diminished, then highly diminished, fine, from same size, enlarged, and from same size, highly enlarged. If you're not able to understand this about the size, don't worry, you can, if you remember conventionally also, then also it is good, okay. What I'm trying to say, try to assume this as origin, okay, moving on left hand side, okay, on x axis, if you can remember x axis, so this is minus na, this is minus na, see this is 0, minus 1, minus 2, this is plus 1, this is plus 2, like that, plus 3, like that, yes. So now on moving left hand side, what happens, size decreases, okay, the value decreases further, and on moving right hand side, what happens, value increases on number line. So this is what I'm telling over here as regarding the size, okay. So just try to replicate over there. This is my origin now, this is my origin now, moving this side, the size decreases further, on moving this side, size increases, okay. So the immediate point will be enlarged and diminished, far away points will be highly enlarged and highly diminished, that's it. Did you understand? No mixing of the things, two diminished on one side, two enlarged on one side, same size in middle. This is how you have to remember, okay. I hope this is little bit would have lessen your burden, okay, of remembering the things, okay, these two things, two note and one figure, okay. So with this figure, I can say that you will be able to understand about the positions where you will plot, okay. You don't have to recall everything, okay. So this was all about the image formation using the concave mirror. Now we are going to see, image formation using the convex mirror, okay. That is again two cases are only there, okay. We have only two cases for that. So we'll just finish it up. So two cases, nothing hard in that then. So when the object is at infinity, infinity means at very far away, object at infinity, object is at infinity. So object is at infinity means where is the lines should be what? The lines should be what? Yes, the lines should be parallel to the principal axis. Okay, the lines must be parallel to the principal axis. You can take them. Okay, so if you're not taking parallel to the principal axis, some books will be drawing the parallel lines. Okay, the incident rays must be parallel. Okay, the incident rays must be parallel if the object is at infinity. So when I say that object is at infinity, this implies incident rays. Okay, I can take incident rays parallel to each other. Okay, they must be parallel to each other. So this should be the thing. Now if they're parallel to each other, I'm taking parallel to principal axis, so that lessens my burden. Okay, parallel to principal axis, what will happen to them? Parallel to principal axis, what will happen to them? Come on. Yes, parallel to the principal axis, what will happen to them? Previous class we have seen, just see here this figure, if you can recall, rules for the formation of image for a convex mirror. Yes, passes through focus. See this figure over here. See this figure over here, we have studied in the previous class. Parallel lines passing through focus. Parallel lines passing through the focus. Okay. So, but the problem over here is that they will diverge, na? Because this is a diverging mirror. So actually they are diverging like this. They are diverging like this. Okay. So what it appears that these rays are coming from this point. These rays are coming from this point over here. Okay. So this appears to be my focus. This appears to be my focus. Is it okay? Did you understand this point? We have our reflected rays here. Actually, we have our reflected rays here. Okay, this is my first reflected ray. This is my second reflected ray. Okay, this is my second reflected ray. And they appear, these rays appear to be coming from this point. These rays appear to be coming from this point. So now you tell me, are they actually meeting? Are these rays actually meeting? Yes or no? Are these rays actually meeting together? Yes or no? No. So if they are not meeting, what they appear? They appear to meet. They appear to meet. And appear to meet cases, the image will be real or virtual. Yes. When the case is that appear to meet or appear to come, the okay, so that case will be real or virtual. I can see only few people answering. What about others? All of you have just joined or left or what? Okay, good, good. So now tell me, what is the position of object? What is the position of image? Nature of image. Okay, nature of image. And finally, we'll see size. Size of image. Okay. Yes, come on. Position of image. Sorry, position of object. Position of object at infinite. Position of image at focus. Okay, nature of image, is it real, virtual, what is it is it real, virtual, what it is? It is virtual, and it will be erect, and it will be erect, it will be erect. Okay, size highly diminished, highly diminished. Okay, for the objects at infinite, okay, the images formed will be highly diminished. Okay, point sized. Good. Point sized also is another word that we write. Point sized. Point sized. Okay. Point sized or highly diminished. Anything we can use. So this is when the object is at infinity. This is when the object is kept at infinity. Now the last case for convex mirror is when the object is kept anywhere between infinite and pole. When the object is kept anywhere between infinite and pole. Okay. Anywhere between infinite and pole. So let us assume this is pole over here. Okay. And anywhere between pole and infinite. So this is at infinite. Okay, this is a point at infinity. My object is kept somewhere in between pole and infinite. So let us assume this is my object. Now I will draw the ray diagram for this. Okay. So first thing is I will plot its focus. I will plot its focus. I will make its focus like this. Okay. So suppose this is the focus. So one ray I will take which passes through focus. One ray which I'll take such that it will pass through focus. Okay. So for that I should draw a parallel line. Okay. So parallel line means it will appear to be coming from this line, and this will be reflected ray. Is this clear? This is my reflected ray actually. Yes, this is my reflected ray. So this appears to be coming from focus. This appears to be coming from the focus over here. Okay. Now one ray I will take, okay, which will either incident at pole or it will incident at center of curvature. So I will take both the cases, both the things, and try to draw on one figure only. Okay. So first I am taking a case when it is at C, because most of the books will be drawing this figure only. So that's why I want to explain you this figure. Okay. So this ray will be coming like this. Like this. Is it okay? This is incident ray. This is incident ray. Okay. And this is the only reflected ray. This will be the only reflected ray also, like this. But it appears, okay. But it appears that it is coming, from where? From center of curvature. Now, if you see, so here is the point of intersection. Here is the point of intersection between pole and focus. Between pole and focus, this is the point of intersection. So if this is A and this is B, so this is A and this is B. Is it okay? Now tell me the positions and all everything for this. Let us find out position. Position of object. Where did we keep the object? Anywhere. Okay. We kept object anywhere between infinite and pole. Okay. What is the position of image? Position of image between pole and focus. Okay. Between pole and focus, behind the mirror. This also you should remember. Some people will draw pole and focus here and then they will do. Don't do that. Okay. Behind the mirror, pole and focus, between pole and focus, behind the mirror. Behind the mirror. Okay. The focus of the convex lens, convex mirror is on the left hand side, on the right hand side. Now, nature. Tell me the nature of image. Nature of image. Yes. Virtual, because practically the rays will never meet. So virtual. It is erect. Size. Tell me about the size of image. Size of image. Diminished. Okay. Diminished. Okay. Diminished. So this is about the figure. Now I told you that I will draw a figure, okay, which would involve, okay, the rays which will fall on pole, okay. So I will draw that also, okay. Wait for that. Just see this. So you will draw a ray, or you'll take a ray, okay, which will fall on this. Now after here, how it will go? It will go like this. Now again, if I extend it backward, okay, if I extend this ray backward, where is it intersecting? Is it this point where it is intersecting? So if I take this ray, okay, if I take this ray, so actually my image is formed somewhere here. My image is formed somewhere here, okay. Yes or no? My image is formed somewhere here. So is it? Yeah, smaller also you can write. Smaller also you can write. But actually, I'm trying to write whatever is written in your book. I'm trying to go by what it is written in the NCERT class 10th book. Okay. So smaller also you can use. I don't have any problem, and I think the examiner will not have any problem. Okay. Diminished also you can use. Smaller in size also you can use. That's not a problem. Okay. The meaning should be coming. You should be able to convey what you are understanding. Okay. That is important. So do you see that all the criteria or all the things are fulfilled by this figure also? Okay. Yes. So this first diagram I have only drawn because this is given. This diagram I have drawn because this is given in your NCERT. This figure is given in your NCERT. That is why I took this. Okay. This is what I would have drawn. Okay. What I personally prefer to draw. Okay. But this is also equally correct. I wanted to show you because this is in NCERT. So there are only two cases for convex. There are only two cases for the convex mirror. Okay. One at infinite, and second at anywhere between pole and focus. Anywhere between pole and focus. Okay. So now you take the screenshot of this. Okay. And meanwhile, if anybody is having any doubt, you can ask. Meanwhile, if anybody has any doubt, you can ask. Okay. Just take the screenshots quickly. If anybody is having any kind of doubt, you can ask in between. Nobody is having any doubt. So if we draw second diagram, will they give mark? They have to give you the marks. If you draw the second diagram, they have to give you the marks. They cannot deduct the marks on that. Okay. The point is that you should draw the diagram correctly. Okay. You can take any two rays. You can take any two rays from an object and form a diagram. Okay. The thing is, you should draw the diagram proper. Okay. I can take any two rays. Okay. That forms the image. Okay. They have to give you the marks on that. Because one ray you have taken parallel to the principal axis, one ray you have taken at the pole. So what's wrong in that? That is absolutely correct. Yes. There is no time. You just remind me tomorrow, next class. Okay. You just remind me, Rajiv, that how to do little adjustments in the exam. Okay. So that you don't have all these, what do you say, complicancy in the exam. Okay. I'll tell you. Okay. I'll tell you how to do all those small things with which you can escape the points. Okay. I'll tell you. Just remind me for the next class. If you remind me, I'll be able to tell, because otherwise I'll forget. Okay. So remind me in the next class how to, without any complications, Okay, how to draw these figures, okay, in one time. Otherwise, most of you, when you use pencil and scale, okay, then also you'll be having difficulty in adjusting the points, okay, that the formation of images sometimes becomes here and there, okay. So what is the difference between parabola and spherical mirror? See, a spherical mirror comes from the sphere, okay. A spherical mirror, you could understand a sphere, okay. You can understand a sphere. So a sphere is what, okay, if you project on the screen you will get a circle. But parabola, okay, 3D figure of that is 3D figure of parabola is what? It is paraboloid. Okay, it is paraboloid. 3D figure of parabola. So there is a difference that a circle or a sphere has a common radius. It has a common radius. A sphere or a circle has a common radius. But parabola is a figure, okay? Parabola is a figure which has like so many curves, infinite number of curves within it with different radius, okay. It's all the points will have different radius. All the points on parabola will have different radius, okay. But for a circle, okay, the radius of each and every arc or a part of the circle will have the same radius. This is the difference between circle or parabola, okay. Actually, the difference you should ask between parabola and circle, because a sphere is a 3D body, and counter of this in 3D is paraboloid, circle and parabola. So on circle, every point has same radius. It is situated at the same distance from a common point. So that common point is C. But in parabola, all the points will not have but for a parabola, all the points on parabola will not have a common, okay, like circle. Difference. That is of mathematics, not in physics. That is mathematics. You'll understand in class 11th, okay. Conic section is a chapter. There you'll understand everything about parabola, hyperbola, rectangular hyperbola, everything you'll study there. So if you take the photo, what? Sir, if you take a photo of a cat, we will get a reflection of the eye of the cat in camera. Why it happens? I have not tried it though. Okay, I have not tried it because I don't like cats. I have not done that. So it might be like if you take in a daytime, it should not happen like that. What I think, if you take the figure in daytime, it should not happen like that. In night time, okay, what I think that in night I have not seen a cat though, okay, but what I can figure it out, what perception I have from the images that I see on videos and all, that generally cats will have their eyes bright, okay, okay, due to that colored cells, due to that rod cells, okay, due to the rod cells, I guess they are having their, I don't know which cell it is, okay, I'm not sure, okay, I should not say rod cells. Their eyes are like glittering in dark, okay, their eyes are glittering in dark. So when you take a photo, okay, when you take a photo, because their body is black and their eyes are glittering, so that's why I think so their color, what do you get, that enhances, okay, what I think the reason is. But in daytime it will not happen, I'm sure of that. At least in daytime it would not happen, okay. In nighttime it should have, it may happen, okay. Okay, so next class you just remind me how to adjust the figures, okay, because you try it once, okay. Do one thing, this is your homework for you, okay. On Monday, I will ask, sir, why you said the parallel rays will meet at infinity? Mhm. Okay. Sir, you said parallel rays will meet at infinity in one case of concave mirror. Okay. They appear to meet. They appear to meet at a large distance. Okay. See, Raju, what actually I'm trying to say, you are understanding in a different way. I'm not saying that definitely they will meet. What we assume, that's a theoretical thing. That's a theoretical thing. Okay. That they will meet at infinite. Now, I ask you, what is the radius of this? I ask you, what is the radius of this line? Tell me, what is the radius of this line? Yes, what is the radius of this line? It is infinite. Understood? The radius of a straight line is a circle. A straight line is a circle, or a straight line is a figure which has infinite radius. So what does that mean? What does that mean? When I say that the radius of this straight line is infinite, that means that its distance is not known to me. Its distance is not known to me, or its distance is very, very large that I cannot measure that. Okay, that is what I mean with that. Okay, you are understanding in a different way what I'm trying to say. You're not getting that actually. Okay, this is the problem. So in a concave mirror, when I said the two parallel rays, okay, see, when I take a faraway object, when you take an image of the sun, suppose, when you take an image of the sun, so they are meeting, na? They are actually meeting. Okay, when I keep an object at focus, so what happens? You will see the image size very, very large. So actually they are meeting. Okay, they are almost parallel. Let me tell you like that. They are almost parallel, and they tend to meet at a very, very large distance. And because it's a very, very large distance, in physics or in science, we can say it's a infinite distance. Okay. So Pranav says, in which standard we will study about transit principle method by Kepler? Transit method by Kepler we will not study in physics. I don't know about the chemistry and biology. Okay, but what I know about Kepler, you will study about the Kepler in gravitational law. Okay, that is in your syllabus. Three laws of Kepler. Okay, transit law of Kepler you will not study in physics. Okay. I don't know whether you're calling that three laws of gravitation as a transit law. Okay, but transit law as such word is not there. Okay, there are three laws in of gravitation related to gravitation in 11th class, 11th standard. Okay, last chapter of NCERT book 1. Okay, so with this I'll end this session now. Okay, so in the next class you just remind me about the in the next class you just remind me about how to adjust the figures so that it's not creating problem in to you in the board exams. Okay, is it okay? Thank you.